What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing off my collection and talking about my favorite band of all time at this point. I typically, whenever someone asks what my favorite band is, I typically say Exodus just because I'd probably listen to them the longest. Since exploring Disaster's discography and listening to their albums over and over and over again, I've concluded that they probably are my favorite band of all time. To me, they're the apex of black thrash. They mix both styles of black metal and thrash metal together perfectly in the most memorable way to me. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off, I don't have the debut album, Touch of Medieval Darkness, or Stormbringer yet. I love those two, but I got the closest thing to that, and it's an official live bootleg, Bringing the Storm to Rotterdam. This is a show they played in, obviously, Rotterdam in 1997. It has Touch of Medieval Darkness and Stormbringer era songs, along with a cover of Black Magic by Slayer and a Creator cover of the song Tormentor. But this sounds really good for the recording, especially since it was a very early stage of the band. It sounds pretty damn good. Infernal's guitar tone sounds killer as well. They open with In a Winter Battle. I feel like that's the hit for Touch of Medieval Darkness. That song is just start to finish, just blazing, just more black metal than thrash. Touch of Medieval Darkness is definitely more on the black metal side than the thrash side, and it has a special atmosphere. It's got its own just character to it. The Swords Will Never Sink off Stormbringer, Fields of Triumph off the debut, Devil's Sword also on the debut. The transition between the end of Fields of Triumph and then Devil's Sword, the double bass comes in and Occulto yells out, "Devil's Sword!" and then they go right into it without any stage banter. It's such a great transition, you gotta hear it to know. Porter of Hellgate, that's probably my favorite song on the first album. Black Magic, the Slayer cover, like I said. Honestly, Final Command is like my favorite on Show No Mercy. I don't see that many bands cover that one. It's always Black Magic or the Antichrist, it seems like. Sacrilege, it's one of their demo songs. And finishing off with Tormentor, the Creator cover. This is really cool because there aren't really that many Disaster live albums with Occulto singing, at least from what I've heard. It's mostly like Sataniac singing on all the live albums they have. Most of them have Sataniac singing. Both great singers, but Occulto is probably just so one of a kind, so iconic to me. It has really nice cover art too, and I love the back as well. Those two Disaster axe, inverted cross type things. I'm considering getting that tattooed on me at some point. Whenever. I never considered getting the band tattooed on me until I found Desaster, which that should say a lot. On to the next release. Next album. The second album, I should say. This is easily my favorite from the Occulto era of the band. Very unique atmosphere. Hellfire's Dominion. What to say, it sounds like Hades. It sounds ancient, and plus I'm pretty sure by the back, and it looks like they're in a castle, and by the band photos it looks like they're outside of a castle. And it sounds like they literally recorded it in a dungeon, kind of like Sodom and the Sign of Evil. It reminds me of that type of sound. This is incredible. This is top. This is, I think I want to say, my second or third favorite Disaster album. But In the Band of Satan Sorcery, Expect No Release, they definitely lean more into the thrash compared to the album before it. Teutonic Steel, that song is incredible. I'll never forget when I saw the early 2000s show, I think Party San open aired, when Sataniac had pretty much first joined the band around when Divine Blasphemies came out, and that whole front row of people just headbanging to Teutonic Steel. I absolutely love that live video. Metalized Blood, track 4, that's kind of their hit, honestly. That's like probably their most iconic song, I would say. Thou Shalt Be King. You can't hand me a guitar tune to C sharp without me playing that intro, that like clean, just that intro melody. That'll forever stick in my head. Teutonic Steel's intro, same thing. Just that riff is so good. It just sounds infernal. Past, Present, Forever, Castle Land, and Across the Bloodfields. You can't. I don't know how anyone that listens to this type of music can't like those. And the last track, a Sodom cover, Proselytus and Real. And it's a double LP, so side C and D are all like rehearsal tracks. It's all the same songs, but as rehearsals. I don't really listen to those sides much. I prefer this. It sounds better in the studio, but it's always cool to listen to rehearsals from bands that I love as well. It's got a bunch of extra photos from that era too inside. Culto definitely looked the coolest on stage, even though they all do. The gatefold's really cool looking as well. The castle, perfectly fitting for how the album sounds, like I mentioned before. Another thing about Hellfire's Dominion, it's just, it kind of represents Desaster going into forming their own identity while coming up in the underground. It's just, this album is, I think it's one of the best of the 90s era, and obviously there's still a lot I have to find from, there's so much out there, but from what I've heard from the 90s, this is like one of the best easily. It's just, I can never get enough of it. I still spin it constantly since I got it, I think last year. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Hellfire's Dominion. Next album number 3, came out in 2000. This is like a home run album, like side A of Alone. It's very like, it's reminiscent of like Deicide, Once Upon the Cross, or Suffocation, Effigy, The Forgotten, where side A of the album is just a home run. You just know the rest. The side B is going to be killer as well. This one is just incredible. Tyrants of the Netherworld. I love the back too, the band photos on the back look so killer. Again, it looks like they took the photos in a dungeon, which is super fitting for how it sounds, but this album is definitely faster and more upbeat compared to the last two, and just their melody writing on here is just perfectly solidified. They kind of use the same chord progression in every song, and so does Iron Maiden, but I fucking love it. I could care less if they use the same thing over and over, and I much prefer bands that are one-trick ponies over bands that pull a Celtic Frost, Cold Lake, or something like that. This comes on a really nice marble color. Fits the artwork. I think the opening track might be my favorite, Necropolis Carthago. Fucking Victim of My Force. Super catchy chorus. All these are like blazing fast, but they have like the catchiest choruses you can imagine. Especially as far as Black Thrash is concerned. Profanation, Sworn to Avenge, Darkness and Evil, which is a Sabbat cover. I'm gonna be honest, I like that more than the original Darkness and Evil because it's Occulto and Gezal, the Sabbat vocalists, singing together, like trading verses while they're singing. It's just more exciting, and just the chorus, they both go Darkness and Evil. Oh, it's fucking great. It's the only thing better than Gezal is Gezal and Occulto on one song. That shit is so awesome. And they did a similar thing on Metalized Blood where they had a few singers from other bands, but that cover is so damn good. It's rare that I prefer a cover over the original, but that one is insane. Side B, the title track, super cool. I love the leads on that one, so damn good. Call on the Beast, Battle Oath, Disciples of Darkness, and the last track, Reign of Tyrants. What a ripper. It's kind of an instrumental focus, but it's incredible. This whole album, like, I keep repeating myself, but it is very sing-along and just, it's definitely their catchiest album to me, even though it's not my favorite. Nothing else to say about this except you will love it when you hear it. Tyrants of the Netherworld. Now the next release is interesting. It was originally a 7-inch, but they put it on a 12-inch. It has the 7-inch tracks plus a rehearsal of the entire Tyrants of the Netherworld album, Souls of Infernity. This is honestly my favorite album artwork they've ever had. It's perfect. It's kind of like Hellfire's Dominion and Tyrants of the Netherworld mixed. Has a more hellish feel to it. Easily my favorite album cover from them. But yeah, this version doesn't have the Razor cover of Cross Me Fool on it for some reason. I know the original 7-inch had a Razor cover, and Occulto's voice sounds very similar to Sheepdog, especially his screams, which obviously I'm a huge Razor fan and I love that. That's probably one of the reasons why I love Desaster, honestly, because just listening to their riffs and just their attitude, you can tell those guys grew up on Razor and they love Razor. It's a match made in heaven for me. Onto the tracks. Souls of Infernity, killer, really catchy. Show Them How, that one's got a really, really cool chorus. And it's just those two tracks from the 7-inch, and then the rest is just the Tyrants of the Netherworld rehearsals. And I actually got this before Tyrants, and whenever I wanted to listen to Tyrants of the Netherworld, I just spin this just to hear the rehearsal tracks, which is kind of cool. Look at the gatefold. It's kind of like an interview type thing. Around when Occulto left the band, this was the last release that Occulto was a part of. And then 15 years later, he formed Euronymous, which is... I could probably do a video about Euronymous as well, even though they have way fewer releases than Desaster does, but since they have a new album coming out this year, I definitely will. I love Euronymous almost as much as Desaster. It's a very cool color too. It's like red fading to black. I love it. Even though I obviously wasn't around when Occulto was in Desaster, listening to these 7-inch tracks is kind of bittersweet because it's like it was the last release he was ever on, and he did rejoin the band for one one-off show of a live album. We'll get to that in a second. I have that as well, but it's still, I find myself coming back to that a lot too. It's so cool. The next release is by far my favorite though. Album number 4. Their debut of their new vocalist, Sataniac, and easily my favorite Desaster album. Well, I wouldn't say easily, but it's my number 1. Divine Fucking Blasphemies. What a debut for a new singer. Holy shit. This is unbelievable. It reminds me of it's like how people compare Bon Scott to Brian Johnson. It's just a seamless transition. The intro, really haunting. The title track, Divine Blasphemies. Imagine you say, oh, Disaster's getting a new singer, how is he gonna match Occulto? And then you hear this. I couldn't even imagine. This came out the year I was born. My dumbass wasn't even alive. But this is just track after track of just perfection. Symphony of Vengeance, super aggressive. All these songs are just aggressive as hell. Especially, this is Sataniac at his most deranged sounding, even though his vocals have always been great, and he does change his vocals on the later albums, but this is easily my favorite performance of his. And looking on Metal Archives, I think outside of Germany, I don't think anybody knew who he was before he joined Desaster, which makes it even cooler, because it's like they just had this guy it's like he kind of came out of nowhere and just killed it on this record. He just came out of nowhere and just blew everything out of the water. Beasts of Wrath and Victory. Some of the riff writing is so good on this. Infernal went all out on his riff writing, and Tormentor's drumming is always really great, but The riffs are just this is their catchiest riffs in my eyes. Of Impurity, that's my favorite, mostly because of the last minute, that like kind of, I guess, bridge section of the song where it's slowed down and just...
Forgotten wisdom, drowned in fear. Lost and choking, losers lie. It's not very equal, but it's not reunite. Still by the stars of fear. Still by the signs of fear. I deny the sun will lie, and I deny giving down the light. When I deny your path of fury, and we will apply for you down in motion.
Necrolord, that's just a really fast thrasher short song. Really good one. Alliance to the Power Throne. That one's so good. It's got that slow intro and then it just has such an explosive, it's just explosive. It's so, I love the chorus to that song. This is very melodic compared to the last few albums, but I can't get enough of it. Nighthawk, that has a Melee from Creator on it, just as guest vocalist. That's really cool. Even though he doesn't sound anywhere near as good as he did on Pleasure to Kill, it's still cool to see. Creator's obviously legendary. Shadow Winds, that one's kind of punky. There's a lot of strumming in that one. I love that song. Spare No Coward, that's got the best ending. You can run, but you cannot hide. That's so good. And then Chance of Grief, it's kind of like a clean guitar, just melody, a couple minutes long for an outro. What an album. The back art's cool as well. Gatefold looks pretty cool. It's got the band photo and all the lyrics. This is like the other version of that inverted cross logo. I like the old version better, but this one still looks cool. This album is also, as you can imagine, very catchy, much like Tyrants of the Netherworld, but the songwriting just speaks to me more on this compared to Tyrants, although Tyrants is amazing as well, of course. This is honestly, might be, if we're including, I guess, hybrid genres for thrash, this might be in my top 10, even though when I did my top 10 thrash albums video, it wasn't in either of them. Just because like they're like a 50-50. You can call them black metal, you can call them thrash. It's it's kind of like Merciless, The Awakening, you know. It's a very like 50-50 band, but still one of my favorite albums in extreme metal ever. Divine Blasphemies, on to the next release. The next album I love, but it's kind of a downgrade from Divine Blasphemies, but it's different, and I like it for that. This one's a little different, but I still love it. Angel Whore. Really cool cover art. Favorite songs on this, probably Downfall Be Thy Blade. Just kind of got this, it's very mid-paced, but it kind of has this like galloping feel to it. Kind of carrying on Divine Blasphemies. The Blessed Pestilence, the opening song, it has the best tremolo riff opening. It's so catchy. The title track, Angel Roar, Ghouls to Strike, Havoc, Nihilistic Overture. All these are so good. And Sataniac's vocals sound just like they do on Divine Blasphemies. Very aggressive, very high up there. It sounds like he just always has his tongue sticking all the way out when he screams. It's just, I know that sounds weird, but it's fucking cool. You'll know what I mean when you hear it. Revelation, Genocide, all these are so good. The songwriting doesn't hit as well as Divine Blasphemies or Tyrants of the Netherworld, but it's still, I love getting lost in this album. I love the vibe it has. I love it for what it is. Angel War. The next album is definitely faster than Angel Horror. Really fun listen. It's more energetic, a bit more punky, faster, like I said. Satan Soldier Syndicate. The intro's cool, March of Fire and Conquest. The title track, Satan Soldiers, it's super fast, super punky. I love when Desaster does that, when they do the punky stuff. Angel Extermination, that's my favorite. That is the best chorus ever. Especially the last one where Infernal's playing those like pull-off type lead over the chorus. It's the greatest. Again, I love their melody writing style. Razor Ritual, Hellbangers, that's kind of like a homage to their fans. They kind of call them Hellbangers. Witchcraft, which is an exclusive bonus track to this version of the album, really good one. Tyrannizer, I love the opening riff on that song. It's very slow, but it hits. It just hits. Venomous Stench, More Corpses for the Grave, Vile We Dwell. I think I like side A a bit more than side B, but Tyrannizer on side B just completely carries it. Really, I love that Tyrannizer song. Sataniac's third album, it's just album after album, it seems like they just got faster and crazier. It seems like fucking great album. Satan Soldier Syndicate. Now the next album is probably my second favorite, with Sataniac singing right behind Divine Blasphemies. I just love the songwriting. It has a much darker atmosphere. The cover matches the music. This is The Arts of Destruction. Cool, like Grim Reaper looking guy on the back, I love that. Yeah, this album is so fucking cool. This is one of the earliest Desaster albums I heard, and it's very fast, much like Satan Soldier Syndicate, but it has a couple songs that are slow to mid-pace that are very catchy. Specifically, the song Phantom Funeral, which, as you can tell, it's my YouTube name, YouTube handle, whatever. That's probably my favorite Desaster song of all time, if not one of them. The title track, Arts of Destruction, great black metal tremolo riff in the beginning. The whole song is very black metal-ish. Lacerate with Rays of Doom, that's super. All these songs are even catchier than on the last album. Splendor the Idols, Queens of Sodom, Cancer Fucking Cancer, that's a super aggressive one. Just by the title, you can tell. I could tell, but when I heard it, I'm like, holy shit. At Hell's Horizons, Troops of Heathens, Graves of Saints. I absolutely love that one. It's super fast and catchy. Possessed and Defiled, that one's like 7 minutes long. It's more mid-paced, but it's a very brooding and haunting song. Same with Phantom Funeral. Phantom Funeral's very mid-paced, but it's just very sing-along and super memorable. It's that Phantom Funeral is definitely the standout track to me on here. And the last track, Beyond Your Grace, is what a ripper. Yeah, this is definitely more of an abyssal, just dark vibe compared to the last couple albums. I don't know if it's like how the riffs sound, or like the guitars sound like they're tuned a step up. I could be wrong though. This album's super memorable, and anyone that's into aggressive music, I feel like this is an album that's just like, you can't go wrong with it. It's my second favorite of the Sataniac era. Really, really good. The Arts of Destruction. Now the next album is a live album, and honestly one of my favorite live albums of all time. This one's very special because it was their first show back with Occulto, and side A of the record, Sataniac sings the songs, and side B, Occulto sings all of them, like from his era, and then they sing Metalized Blood together, him and Sataniac, and it's unbelievable to listen to. It's definitely like a once in a lifetime show, you know. Live in Bamberg. Oh, look at the gatefold. This one has a lot of cool, like, interviews and thank you notes about each band member. This cover art is amazing. This is probably my second favorite cover art, right behind Souls of Infernity. I love this art so much. The back's really nice, got that cool cross on it, but the set list is, they play every song that, like, every song, they played all of them, just the bangers. Not that they have any bad songs, but they open with Divine Blasphemies, then Splendor of the Idols, then Art of Destruction, Ghouls to Strike, Phantom Funeral, Nighthawk is automatically just playing all the bangers. Tyrannizer, in the band of Satan Sorcery with Sataniac singing, and he pulls off that song super well. Fields of Triumph, he sings that as well. God is Dead. And then Side C, Occulto sings In a Winter Battle. Then Hellfire's Dominion, Call of the Beast, Teutonic Steel. And then they play a demo song from the Lost in the Ages demo, As the Dead World Calls, which is a really cool one. And Tyrants of the Netherworld, he sings that. And then Sataniac gets back on vocals and sings Satan's Soldiers and Hellbangers. Then they do the Slayer cover of Black Magic, and then Sataniac and Occulto sing Metalized Blood together, and that's... What else can I say? This came out in 2013, and the live show was that same year. I think this came out in 2015, and the live show was 2013. I could be wrong, but it sounds very good. The mix is really nice. It's not as like the Bringing the Storm to Rotterdam live album. It sounds good too, but it's definitely way more raw than this one. It's a little bit grating. Again, it still sounds good to me, but this one's very like professionally recorded. It sounds awesome. Definitely one of my favorite live albums, and kind of like a moment in time for the band, because I don't think a lot of people outside Germany or Europe have ever seen seen Disaster with Occulto singing, and this must have been an awesome show to see. Let's just say that. Live in Bamberg. The next album, their 2016 album, I believe, The Oath of an Iron Ritual. This is my favorite out of their newer stuff, like the last 3 albums. 2016 to now, this is my favorite. I think. Maybe tied with the new one. But yeah, this super good songs. This is honestly the best drum sound they've ever had. It just, the ride or bell, whatever you call it, just very loud and clinky, and the toms sound like Pleasure to Kill or Schizophrenia. Like, they're just that really like clinky, like cheap sounding toms. I absolutely love it. Definitely their best drum sound on any album they've had. Snare sounds great too. Opening track, Proclamation in Shadows, super catchy. The guitar tone is different on here, and it sounds amazing. The Cleric's Arcanum, Damnatio et Bestias, super aggressive one. The title track, Oath of an Iron Ritual, at the Eclipse of Blades, the closing song. Haunting Siren, Conquer and Contaminate, The Denial. This is when they got on Metal Blade as well, and good to see they haven't compromised their style as well. But yeah, this is a really solid modern Disaster album. It's super, super good. The cover art's kind of a different vibe from the rest of their albums. It's from a painting, which I thought was kind of cool, but I much prefer their other cover arts, but this still looks cool. It fits their infernal atmosphere that they have at Black Thrash. Yeah, Oath of an Iron Ritual. And now the last album, it's the new one. It came out last year. It was top 5 albums of the year for me easily. With their new drummer. Oath of an Iron was the last album with Tormentor drumming, unfortunately. He was amazing, and he's the Disaster drummer, but this new drummer fucking killed it on this one. Kill All Idols. Got this like maybe a month after it came out or so, I can't remember, but it's what you can expect. I definitely don't like it as much as Divine Blasphemies and all the classics, but I like it better than the last album, Churches Without Saints, and that one was good too, especially the song Endless Awakening. Great Repulsive Force opens with blasting, just awesomeness that you can expect. Emanation of the Profane, that's like a mid-pace, like, I love the riff on that. It goes on and on and on, but I can't get enough of it. Towards Oblivion, that's like the very exciter, like Razor speed metal-y type song, but with a very obvious like black metal influence in there. Kill the Idol, that one's super fast thrasher, straight to the point. Ash Cloud Ritual, that's an interesting one because it starts off like super aggressive and then it just comes to a slow halt and just progressively just a slow song. It's really cool. Fathomless Victory, They Are the Law, catchy, really catchy chorus. Stellar Remnant, that's another slow one. It's one of their weaker slow songs in their catalog, but it's still an enjoyable listen. And I've yet to see Desaster live. I don't know when the last time it was they've come to the US. I know they played Maryland Death Fest before, but I'm sure it's been a while, and I've considered going to Europe to Thrash Nightmare to see Desaster, and that may happen, it might not, but that's a band that I definitely want to see live. It's on my bucket list. Hopefully they stay around for a few more years, because I know they're not getting any younger, and a lot of these bands aren't, and I'm grateful to have seen what I have, but Desaster is a must for me. Yeah, speaking of their new drummer, he does a lot of cool, interesting fills on here. You would think Tormentor never left. It's super cool to hear it. I'm kind of curious to see what they'll do on the next album. Also, a closer look at the cover art. It's really cool looking. The inside. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than Desaster killed it again. Kill all idols if you would. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm definitely I'll definitely get more of Desaster releases in the near to distant future, but they're definitely a band where I own a lot of stuff by compared to others. But with that said, Desaster are my favorite band of all time. They're a huge impact on me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.